Good morning, everyone. Steve Messinio here with Sitara Systems, presenting another episode of my networking partners, and wanted to take an opportunity to introduce Chris Spafford from Purple Business Solutions. Nice to get that right, Business Development Solutions. I'm sorry. And Chris is somebody who's in one of my networking groups who I find has a lot of value to offer to businesses, at really all levels. And so, Chris, why don't you go in a little bit about what you do and how do you work with businesses that are out there?
Yeah, thanks, Steve. First, let me say thank you for having me on your video series. I really appreciate it. And so my company is Frable Business Development Solutions. Frable actually stands for Fractional Business Leadership. My name is Chris Spafford. And basically what I do is I help people overcome revenue problems. So I'm actually an advisor for a company called Sales Acceleration that makes up one part of my business. And what I do in that aspect of my business, I help people work on their sales infrastructure. So basically, if you look at a typical sales system in a company, it consists of four major pillars. So it's going to consist of the sales strategy, the process, the hiring plan, and then sales management, right? So sales management of the forces. And the way an engagement starts typically is we'll go through a pretty extensive assessment and really kind of gauge in each of those four pillars where the gaps are, right? Where are the areas of improvement? And that really gives us the roadmap as to how to move ahead.
Wow. So it's really any businesses that are struggling with just achieving their sales goals could benefit from this aspect of what you do in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for smaller companies, certainly infrastructure tends to be one of the big issues, right? Because a lot of times it's a business owner that has a great idea for a product or a service, launches the business, gets to go so far, and all of a sudden things just plateau or start to go backwards, and the owner's scratching their head thinking, well, what the heck happened? This is going so well. And the reality is there was never a good foundation, right? So it's built on a deck of cards. So what I do is I come in and work on the foundation. That's one. The other part of it is I have a series of training programs. So on business development, customer service, negotiation. It's separate from what I do with sales acceleration. I work with a company called Gary Waldron and Associates. I myself used them for 10 years. I grew a company from 18 million to 80 million, and I attribute a lot of that success through these programs. Once a quarter, religiously, we had a training program on something. And so it's really designed for businesses with 8 or more individuals to put through the program. So that's kind of focused on a bigger company, medium market segment or larger. But again, the end result is higher revenue, right? That's what we're trying to achieve. In both cases, we want to grow revenue.
Absolutely. And from what you told me in one of our previous meetings, that type of training program that you do, that's something you can also get workforce grant funding for. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's a great point, Steve. In Massachusetts, they have what's called the Workforce Training Fund program, and there's actually 2 grant programs associated with it. All of my programs are covered under the Express Grant system, which allows a company, no matter what size, a $30,000 a year grant eligibility, $3,000 per employee per program. And for companies of 100 people or less, it's 100% reimbursable. And for companies 101 people or more, it's 50% reimbursable. So again, it's only Massachusetts, but essentially for companies under 100 people, my programs are free.
That's awesome. So, Chris, what are the best ways to get in touch with you outside of people commenting here and asking me to make an introduction? How can people reach you to inquire a little bit more about your services and see how you can help them?
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. The best way to get in touch with me certainly is by email or cell phone. My email is cspafford, that's S-P as in Peter, A-F-F-O-R-D at frable-llc.com, or my cell phone is 860-294-6272. I know it's a Connecticut number. I am located in Massachusetts, but it's just a phone number I've had for years. So I've hung on to it. And again, that's 860-294-6272.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on today, Chris, and sharing information about your business. Those of you watching, if you need sales training or even a sales overview for your company, Chris is the guy to talk to. Feel free to also comment below and ask me for an introduction if you'd like, and appreciate you taking the time to watch today.
Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Chris. All right. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.